so I'll be going over team number 9. So we have 3 positive whole numbers less than or equal to 10 are chosen uniformly at random. Without replacement, what is the expected value of their product? Express your answer as a common fraction. So there's a total of 10 times 9 times 8, so 720 ways to pick 3 numbers without replacement from 1 to 10, since the next number can't be one of the ones that we've already chosen. So what we need to find is the sum of all the products of each of these 720 ways, and then divide it by 720 to find the expected value. So what we can first do is notice that when we expand out 1 plus 2 plus all the way up till 10 cubed, we have 1,000 terms, and each of them represents one way to pick 3 numbers, but it is with replacement. So what we need to do is we need to subtract off the remaining 280 that we don't want to include in our sum, since they have repeated terms. So it might have 2 ones, or it might be 3 of a certain number. So first what we can do is we can subtract each of the cubes, since those we don't want them in our sum. And then we can try subtracting the remaining 270 terms that have 2 of one number and 1 of another number. So we can try this product here. If we have the sum of the squares from 1 to 10 and the sum of the numbers from 1 through 10, we expand it out and multiply by 3, since there's 3 separate spots for this number to be. We get 300 terms, so it has all of the 270 terms that we're trying to subtract off that have a repeated number and another number, but it also has the cubes, so we need to add those back again into our sum. So just to recap, what we did is we wanted to find the sum of all 720 products, and we start out with 1,000, since we can express it in this factored form, and then we can subtract off these 10 cubes, and then we're trying to subtract off 270 more, but we actually subtract off 300 terms. Then we need to add back the 30 cubes again to make sure that we subtracted 270. So we can combine that all into this equation for what we're trying to solve for. So this is what we are trying to calculate. So we can use some to find the sum of the first 10 numbers. It would be 10 times 10 plus 1 divided by 2, or you could just calculate it out using a calculator and find it's 55. And then if we're finding the sum of the cubes, there's a nice formula that we can find. It's just the sum of the first 10 numbers squared, so it'd be 3,025. And for the sum of the squares, you could either calculate it using a calculator or manually, or there's a formula that we can use and find that it's 385. So now that we know what these terms are, we can plug them in and find out what our answer is. So this would be 55 cubed, that would be 55 squared, and we can just factor out 55 squared, and the remaining term would be times 36, and we divide it by 10 times 9 times 8, which is 720. And then after simplification, we find our answer, which is 605 over 4.
Hi, everybody. This is Tim. Hope you're enjoying our videos. If so, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that sort of thing. But what I'd really want to invite you to do is to send us an email at media@mathleague.org. Tell us which problems you'd like to see us cover next in our video series. Take care and see you in the next video.